NFL Draft Day, and, I mean, the odds have just sent us all into a tizzy. It sounds like Will Anderson is your number 2 pick based on he has now gone from a big underdog to a big favorite at minus 200 to go to the Texans. And one of the only other players with minus odds to be drafted is number 6, Devin Witherspoon, cornerback, Illinois, to you, the Lions. So we've asked the question, are you bracing for impact? Taking a corner at 6. And if you like the pick, do not be ashamed. Do not feel like you need to apologize. I would just like to hear why. Because, again, when a Jalen Ramsey gets taken high in a draft, well, I could tell you, kid's 6'2.5" and a physical freak show. He's basically built like a linebacker. When certain corners like Sauce Gardner goes, he's got Giannis's wingspan. Guy never gave up a touchdown in college, not one. Those are outliers. Because the rest of the guys who have gone this high are the Justin Gilberts and the Jeff Okudas and the Morris Claibornes. And, all right, you like Denzel Ward, cool. I'll just tell you, if Denzel Ward's so sweet, why does the Browns' defense always suck? So I ask you the question, what is Witherspoon's identifiable trait? Is he tall? Nope. Is he built? Is he physically built? Nope. He's like 179. Did he play in an air raid conference where you get tested weekly? Nope. Ain't no good quarterbacks in the Big Ten. So his calling card is toughness and football guy. Okay, cool. That scares me a little. Now, maybe he comes in and he fits right in. And he plays really well. Great. We want that. I'm just telling you, I don't take corners in the top 10. I just don't do it. But I'm bracing for impact. I want to know if you are. 248-539-9797. And by the way, if you ever wanted to know if Mel Kiper hated the city of Detroit and all of its people, have you seen Kiper's final mock?
No.
At 6, Devin Witherspoon. At 18, tight end out of Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. If you go corner tight end, people are going to burn this city to the ground.
That would be a very underwhelming. That would be just a 1-2 gut punch right there. The Witherspoon thing, you're almost selling me on this. I do say Tyree Wilson will be sitting right there. I don't think that the Lions will pass on him. I think and you brought him up, Mike, and it's basically going full circle. That was the name you had at the very beginning of draft talk back in early February. I think it may end up becoming that guy. The Will Anderson thing, you know what? For 24 hours, we dared to dream.
I know. It was amazing, wasn't it?
But Devin Witherspoon, because there's nothing about him that really stands out that I'm like, oh, my God. You know what? Did you see that game against USC or against Washington? No, he's got the game against Michigan.
I mean, he's got experience. He's got experience playing man. He does. I just wish he was bigger. I think if you're going to stack up against some of these freakazoid receivers in the NFL these days and you're going to dare to play man, you better be physically capable. And the problem is at 5'11", 178, that's just far from ideal in today's game.
If you take a corner, especially here in this city, you better be special to take him that high because there's PTSD. The same thing would happen if the Lions all of a sudden took a tight end in the top 10. Do you know who you're going to be compared to? You better be special. So I don't see it in his guy. I hope that it doesn't turn out this way, but we'll
minus 200. Let's go to Richard, 97.1. What's up, Richard?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, hey. Richard. What's going on?
I just want to make the pitch. I think Witherspoon's combination of instincts, physicality, and aggressive play makes him the perfect prospect for the Lions, especially in Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell's defense.
I mean, he's a Dan Campbell player. He's a Dan Campbell player. I don't argue that.
I mean, yeah, and if you just – I don't know if you guys watch tape on him, but that one tape when he just lights that guy up at Indiana, I mean, that got me excited.
Okay, but hold on.
I couldn't imagine what Dan Campbell thought. But
hold on. Richard, let's work with this for a second. Why are you truly excited about the kid? He's 5'11".
I just think
180, so does not have ideal size. And you know what I know. You live here. The Big Ten is a horrific passing conference. So you're right. He lights up a player at Michigan, and he has a big hit against Illinois. Okay, great. That's why I'm taking him number 6 overall in the NFL draft.
No, No, I'm just saying check the tape, but I think his instincts and physicality jump off the board, and I think that'll intrigue Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes.
I think the toughness does. I do. He's a football kid.
I think that's a few things they look for.
So are you? Where are you at if they do it at 6? Are you thrilled or are you tolerant?
I mean, I'm not thrilled, but I would be thrilled if Anderson was at 6.
I know. Hey, what do you make of what we were talking about a couple minutes ago? Like, would you even call Houston and offer 6 and 18 for 2 and 65?
No, I think it's too much to give up.
Okay, then I'm fine with it. I was just seeing how badly everybody wanted Will Anderson.
I know we went 9 and 8 last year, but I think technically we're still rebuilding. So I think it's too much to give up.
Okay,
but man,
I'm not mad at Richard. I had to ask though.
If you make that selection, you leave that rebuilding category to in a division that's wide open. You got to seize this opportunity. That's why you can't be messing around with some guy who may take. You need that instant impact player because you can win the North. You could get a home game for the playoffs right here at Ford Field.
248-539-9797. Let's go to, I believe it's Luis up next. What's up, Luis?
Thank you. What's going on?
How are you?
What's going on, guys?
Welcome.
Oh, man. Okay, Mike, I just want to say the day started out nice. It's sunny out. There's birds chirping. And come on, man, that intro, come on. Don't do that to us,
I'm
man.
sorry.
You can't do a corner, man.
What do you want?
Come on. I mean, look it. I just want to say something. We got the Okuda, it's peak. Like, what? Then we have, J-Mo doing that bet, and then he goes to Vegas, and now we're going to do the same thing? We're going to take a corner again? Come on, Mike. Please talk me out of this. I'm like waiting to get home after work and enjoy this, and now I'm scared, man. I can't do this, man. I can't.
So if they
talk me out of it.
If they take Devin Witherspoon at 6, what's the response? Let me hear it.
Oh, come on. You know exactly, man. It'd be like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know much about Witherspoon, but he's just a cornerback, man. It's like, come on, we can't do this again, can we? I mean, even
you can.
I mean, Sheila, wouldn't she say something? Hey,
no.
This just happened to us
What
like a little bit ago.
What is she gonna say?
I'm just saying. I know. I'm
Luis,
just trying to talk myself out of it, man. I mean, come on, Mike.
Yeah, Luis, Sheila's going to float away like Rose on that raft and just wave bye-bye to you.
Think my strong, man. You guys have a good day, man.
You too, Luis. What is she going to say? Absolutely not. I hated his film against Purdue. I mean, what are we doing here? Brad Holmes has already told you he's only going to run by picks to the owner if they're like red flag players. Like, hey, this dude killed somebody. Can we take him?
Sheila breaks out the whiteboard and the laser pointer. No. Let's watch this again.
Listen, when he's in off man, I really don't like his technique, guys. Let's break this down. Come on. I mean, it doesn't work that way unless you work for Jerry Jones. It's just not how it works. Let's go to Chris, 97.1. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Mike?
Good, man. What's on your mind?
All right. I got to say I disagree with you on Witherspoon. I like him. I will say it's probably a bad year to be the number 6 pick, I feel like, all in all. That's how I feel. But ideally, Anderson falling would be like my top that I'd want. But why I like Witherspoon so much is just because I found something cool on Twitter a few days back. But in press man coverage this year, he only gave up one catch. That's almost like unheard of from a corner. I know, obviously, Big Ten isn't the best, but
no, but it's a good stat. I'm not mad at that, Chris. Listen, Chris, I want this kid to be great. Let me be just very clear with you. I'm not going to yell and scream. Chris, if you've listened to the show for any amount of time, there are a couple rules we have. Drafting corners in the top 5 or 6 is one of them. But Chris, here's my question. Let me offer you a deal. If would you call Houston and offer up 6 and 18 to get number 2 and number 65? Would you do that for Will Anderson?
I would. I think he's that good of a player, and like him next to Hutchinson, I think I would make our defense that much better. So I personally would, yeah.
Okay, so we're on the same page there. And Chris, listen, I will root for this kid. I will try. I feel like I happen to agree with Rico, Chris. It's really hard when you take corner this high because people's expectations for that position, it makes it impossible.
They're expecting Jalen Ramsey. They're expecting a lockdown corner, and the second you give up a touchdown, you're a bust.
Ramsey's 3 inches taller and 30 pounds heavier. And he's a different human being.
Right. I mean, but you already can see those shows happening, Mike. Oh, this guy's a bust. It's like,
and the best part,
time.
I'll have to defend him.
Right. Just give him some time. It was like me defending Okuda saying, guys, he got here. It was 2020. He couldn't even work out. He had an idiot for a coach and GM.
Truth.
Maybe he can get better.
Let's go to Mark, 97.1. Mark, what's going on, buddy?
Mike, I got to talk to this Ledge dude. They are not taking a corner at 6.
Tell me.
I am so confident. Yesterday, I actually put money on Tyree when I saw the odds for him to go number 2 because I was worried about that foot injury. The thing
Plus
with
1,400
is that Witherspoon is groupthink. Okay, the shows that are pushing Witherspoon to 6 are your Colin Cowards, Chris Sims, Joel Klatt, these national shows. They don't really follow the lines. And every time he even gets those mock drafts, they always say, Detroit's kind of weird. It's people that are thinking, oh, it's a Dan Campbell kind of guy. And that's what these odds are. They're inflated. Let's look at Holmes' track record. He likes to build in the trenches. He's been making smart decisions. And I just don't think they're going to pass on him because I think he will be there at 6.
I hope everything you said is right. But as we sit here on draft day, and at that odds there, remember, most players are plus odds. There's Bryce Young at minus odds. There's now, Will Anderson at minus odds. And the only other one is Witherspoon. I hope you're right.
I think Brad Holmes makes smart decisions. I think he values the trenches, and he hasn't given us a reason to think he would go off the wall and go grab a corner. To answer your question, by the way, I would offer 6 and 18 just to get to 2. That's how special I think Will Anderson is. Can I ask you a question really quick?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
So Rico said something the other day about, like, you've been doing research on who they've talked about the least in terms of who they're actually going to take.
Yeah.
And then we heard Holmes earlier talk about, like, in case we do some controversial. Anthony Richardson is sitting there at plus 1,400. They sent scouts to 6 games at Florida. Ever since I saw how many scouts they sent, it's like, maybe that's in the back of our head. Like, what if that's the pick at 6? Because they don't think they're ever going to be here again. I'm not saying it's, like, going to happen, but I think we're still overlooking that idea.
Let me tell you something.
Mark, let me tell you this. At that point, if you drive down Woodward, Jim Costa will be doing his best Will Anderson from Old School. We're going streaking.
You guys have a great day.
You too, man. Well. Appreciate the call. And listen, to answer your question, yeah, I would do that before I took the corner.
Yeah.
Hey, David, can you do me a favor during the break? Can you get the abacus out? I just wonder if you ran it through the trade machine. Doesn't Houston have 3 second-rounders?
Have 2.
All right, look at
2 third-rounders, yes.
6 and 18 for 2 and 65. And what does the trade machine bear out? Am I even close? I want to hear the answer. We'll get to it momentarily. More of your phone calls as well. 97.1.